What is the Thot Patrol? I'm sure at least one boomer out there has asked their grandkid that question, and the kid had to gently explain to them that it's a satirical campaign of incels working to prevent women from expressing themselves on the internet. And then the conversation would get even uglier, but today I'm going to introduce you to an arguably more innocent use of the words Thot Patrol, and how it hopefully leads to you subscribing to my channel, because if you do not, I will say a bad word. I'm just joshing around. You really thought I would say something as bad as shit, bitch, asshole,
Bruh.
We'll expect to hear a lot of those uncensored in other videos of mine, but for the sake of building a positive outward image of my friends and me for at least the next 10 minutes, probably 15 because this script is too long, I will now elaborate on what the Thot Patrol really is in 2019 with a minimal amount of profane language. Actually, no, I'm lying to you right there. The Thot Patrol is a Discord server founded on December 26th of 2016 by my two brothers, my girlfriend, and me, and has since grown to a total of 85 members when excluding bots, with around 15 to 20 of them active at any time on a given day. And what is the most 21st century thing to do when you have a lot of your high school friends in one place and a lot of free time on your hands? Make a YouTube channel to capture all the stupid shit they do. So my alter ego, Sergeant Left Hand, was born after I felt that my previous YouTube channel and online persona, Giallo Malone, was no longer canonical in a server named the Thot Patrol. So I would rather start a new YouTube channel with better production value than risk tampering with the identity of and potentially erase the rich history of our anarchic Discord and Steam community known as the Thot Patrol. So before I jump into short biographies for 16 bigwigs in the Thot Patrol, I hope this video will explain once and for all that the Thot Patrol is nothing more and nothing less than a bunch of high school friends who play games together, occasionally act like public nuisances, and most importantly, have an established sense of humor that usually bounces between innocent, nonsensical reactions to anything involving the words
Bruh.
swag,
Bruh.
poop,
Bruh.
pee, sex,
Bruh.
and gamer,
Bruh.
to thinly veiled fighting words that I have to censor or cut out during editing, or else we end up on an FBI watch list and never find a stable career in the future. So there you go. That's what the Thot Patrol is, and now it's time to meet the 16 most influential members of the server. Phase 1, the Raffles. This covers the inception of Thot Patrol when it was just a server for our original 5-man comp squad and a few substitutes from Christmas break 2016 until February 2017. We were still the Thot Patrol on Discord, but on CS Comp, we used a picture of this man Dinky found on Google, and the HSL adjusted him to 5 the competitive colors. Wow, we were fucking children. So his name is Raffo, and we naturally made the Raffo Wimsit fan club on Steam based off of the Google search result Dinky got for Blue Kentucky Man, and played as the Raffos in game until we eventually lost the passion to continue on as a 5-man, and we'll get more into that later on Dinky's section, because thank you, Dinky, for ruining our dreams for a few months. The first member to note is Christian, my brother who has always looked older than me despite being 2 years younger. And for nearly his entire tenure as the long-term owner of the server, he has kept his Discord handle as We Out Here, and he has been the main proponent of maintaining at least some organization of channels in our shit show of a server. And over the several years of the server, he has bought the most people in out of those original 85. Additionally, he has had exclusively black individuals as his profile picture, with his latest pick being poorly cropped Hannibal Buress. But perhaps most important is that Christian is the only member of the server with a full beard and Jesus hair, as seen in my other videos. You can go check him out inside Deseret. Yeah, I don't know about that video anymore, but I try my best. Oh well. The second phallic member worth mentioning is Reese, my youngest brother with the massive hair. He was the original owner of the server, but he and the fourth member on this list, Dinky, trolled each other so much that we unanimously handed ownership over to Christian, so that the server wouldn't get eradicated in its early days. And of the holy trinity of our Discord, which is Christian, Reese, and I, he is probably the best in not only gaming, but also creating content. But it's a shame that his perfectionism doesn't translate well on a time scale, because my upload schedule is approximately alternating Saturdays. This video is probably going to be late. But Reese's videos are sporadically spaced out about 6 months from each other. I think I have a little bit on him at that point. But despite his lack of content, it is honestly light years ahead of mine, and if you want to see probably the best encapsulation of the Thot Patrol besides this video, gamer video on Reese's channel is pretty fucking good, and I'll put it in the description.
The third public shaming victim is my girlfriend Melissa, which is me, aka Cinnamon, aka Meanie, aka Screeny, aka Captain Shoreleg, if she actually loved me and went along with the theme of Thot Patrol. Just kidding, we've been dating 5.5 years, and she was also one of the first 5 of the Finger family on the server. Her impact on the server is actually pretty tame until she throws a dart Dart had her wheel of harassment to pick on someone to call stinky or pee head or anything else to playfully belittle them since all women are queens and cannot be punished for their minor iniquities. Hence, she has earned the nickname Meanie. The fourth fuckface for facile classification is Dinky, Reese's best friend from kindergarten. He's a mainstay of all online groups I've been in, but to this day, my game theory is that as soon as he enters his home, he is held hostage and actually has 5 crackheads attempting to impersonate him at once. He is one of the most normal, functional members of society in the real world, but as soon as his fingers touch the keyboard, all hell breaks loose. He has had several channels on YouTube with his newest incarnation, producing exclusive videos of him playing games after consuming copious amounts of either caffeine or cocaine. He has also abandoned us for an amateur CSGO team for a few months, so we sadly gave up on our original Raffle team.
Phase 2, the CSGO resurgence. This is when the server found a renewed love for being horrible at CSGO around February 2017 to summer 2017. We also developed a slightly more serious attitude towards competition and recruited our official Thot Patrol tournament organizer, who happens to be the next person I will mention. The fifth gamer facing federal racketeering charges on this list is Daniel, who goes by Yang. He is the godfather of the server, and along with Christian, deals with much of the organization of the server and all tournaments we have done. This man's undying competitive spirit is simultaneously admirable and terrifying. He's also smashed our next member's cockhead with a toilet seat, and don't worry, it's not gay because they are brothers. The sixth SCP on this list is Gabriel, who goes by Gabru. He's my channel's first sponsor, an avid filmmaker, an acclaimed illustrator, and a pathological liar. He claims to not be good at illustration, but that is fraudulent and he is lying. Just look at these beautiful book covers he created, breathing new life into such classic titles as Zero, The Biography of a Dangerous Number, as well as more indie publications such as Catcher in the Rye. He also translated El Hobbit into Spanish.
The seventh skinhead I have some choice words for is Josh. Yes, he is from California, and yes, he is Jew fisherman from Big Mouth. He isn't necessarily racist, but I had to blur out his second text he had ever sent in this server. But he also has a great poker face because as soon as anyone is around that could be even slightly offended, he becomes the fucking Pope and refuses to say any unholy words. Also, he attempted to delete his old messages and desecrate the history I'm documenting, but no one knows exactly what he said since I blurred it out for his sake and ours. Instead, let's just assume he said poopy head. And I apologize for publicly slaughtering your reputation, Josh, so let me plug in your stream to make up for it. Twitch.tv/Bosch from Valley. And fun fact, Dinky called this man John for about a year just to get on his nerves. And before I conclude Phase 2, I would like to also point out that many of the Hub Boys joined throughout Phase 2 and can be lumped into the CSGO Resurgence category. So a few Hub Boys, especially AJ and Andre, should have made the list, but borrowing the old adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words, I feel this powerful masterpiece created by David and the subsequent response from Sage provides us with all the historical context we need of the brotherly bond between the Hub and the Thot Patrol.
Phase 3, the Anti-Gamer and Turboship merge. This is when our server had significant merges with 2 other servers and reignited my passion for making subpar online content. Excluding Andrew, all these members joined between summer of 2017 and sometime in the first few months of 2018. The first 3 of this section are the core of the Anti-Gamers, who Meanie will cover. They have a podcast, and they might do another episode by the time I'm 30. I don't know. The last 2 entries of Phase 3 make up the duo Turboship, our most talented actor, and the best strategy game player I have ever known.
The 8th person on this list is actually an artificial intelligence codenamed Andrew, which stands for Apple, N-word, Dog, Resident Evil, Wiener. His YouTube channel is Boulevards_. He has the highest confirmed speed stat in PGA 2K19 and also holds the world record for speed runs in VCB, Vice City, and President Bush Shootout.
This is a great game. You're so good at this, Andrew. Wow.
In addition to being a renowned professional gamer, he has also been my biggest fan since day one, as evidenced by the fact he races to be the first comment on every video I have released on this channel. The 9th and 10th wacky Tic Tacs are the true Joker and Harley Quinn of the Thot Patrol and also form the anti-gamer trio with Andrew. They are Austin and Chris. Austin is probably the most likely of us to become a full-time streamer since he puts in the work and actually pays artists to keep his emotes and channels looking fresh. Channel. Austin also has the freshest hair in the Discord since he can't technically count Reese's big hair as a fresh do when it's never cut or tended to. Moving on to Chris, he is the most wholesome individual to ever join the server, evidenced by his shocking innocent profile pictures and demeanor. Chris is also the Harley Quinn because Austin likes to verbally berate him for making puns and threatens his life as virtually every Thot Patrol meetup we have ever held.
The 11th and 12th members of this list are relatively new mainstays of the Thot Patrol, but have had some influence in our server for the past year or so. They are none other than Kyle, aka Kez Artist, and Connor of Turboship. Kyle's probably the best on-screen actor of our high school, and has worked with both Gabe and Andrew on videos that have become cult classics in our Discord. He once witnessed Andrew forcibly put a Minecraft shirt on Gabe and then cut off Gabe's arm with Photoshop. How he escaped without PTSD is unknown to me. But then again, Andrew, at least in the alternate universe of Photogenic, sent a massive meteor hurling at the Earth in Photoshop and presumably killed all life on Earth. Connor, known for beating everyone's ass at every strategy game I've played with him, is well versed in Civ 5, modern history, and of course, the German Nazi Navy and weaponry. This man built a full-scale replica of the Nazi military's proposed H-44 aircraft carrier in our Minecraft server. He also does a mean Todd Howard impression, and whether this is connected to his extensive knowledge of Nazi Germany is yet to be shown. But I'm willing to bet that Todd Howard would not hesitate to exercise brute military force against anyone who hasn't bought Skyrim on the Samsung Smart Fridge, Gucci Toilet, and Sega Genesis by 2020.
Phase 4, the Shitpost Saga. Rounding out this list and ruining my near chronological orders of members are the big four of shitposts. Although they joined before the Phase 3 members, I feel their best work on our server unfolds constantly, so their continuous stream of scene fuckery deserves a phase of its own which has no foreseeable end. Abner, Joey, Jace, and Chum are the creators of our evolving emoji list and the most adamant shitposters ever to inhabit the Thot Patrol. Additionally, their presence in a voice call is often one of the most mind-boggling, beautiful experiences one has ever had in the Thot Patrol. Abner, despite contributing several worthwhile emojis, chooses to react with full-resolution images involving anything he can find by searching African on Google Images. He had a kick-ass mustache that he shaved, causing numerous individuals to develop PTSD from seeing him mutilate his gracious facial hair. Abner is also the most Mexican there ever, considering his gaming setup is on a table next to the kitchen so you can constantly hear a vacuum, blender, a dog, fan, and his siblings in the background at all times. On a more positive note, Abner is also the biggest entrepreneur of the server, willing to do odd jobs to fund his schemes, and even recently he started a t-shirt shop for wholesome, uplifting messages that aim to promote mental health awareness. Abner isn't the only one capable of making some noise. Our resident emoji smith and cloudfish aficionado, Joey, has had his fair share of audible shitposting. He has had the bruh sound effect, the hard R N-word, Robotnik saying pingus or oh shit a rat, and several other classic sound effects bound to occasionally go off as he is typing normally. And if you like you a man that knows his way around Gmail, Joey has you covered with a whopping 3,075 hours of playtime.
Number 15.
Yes.
Jace, aka Korn, aka Kingpin, who is funny because he is big, has a special place in the hearts of our Thot Patrol community. No one else can pull off a full-on demonic screech quite as nicely as he does, and no one else plays 5 insufferable Minecraft parodies in rapid succession as efficiently as Jace. He also is one of the people where if you don't want to play a game alone, he'll be willing to keep you company and keep the game interesting, so kudos to Jace. And last, but certainly not least, is Chum, the Ozzy Osbourne of the Thot Patrol. Chum's main contribution, besides uploading a picture of Hitler as his first message in the Discord, is also that almost everything he does results in someone questioning him or his actions, and his response usually consists of a lengthy an indiscernible mumble in the style of Boomhauer or a hearty chuckle like so this has expectedly resulted in some threats of violence directed towards him from time to time after he displeases someone, but nothing wipes the smile off of Chum's face, and I can respect him for that. And this concludes our list of the top 16 male strippers in the Dar es Salaam metro area. I apologize if you feel you should have been on this list and were not included. I didn't even intend to make the list this large, but including one person of a little clique leads to including the other members of the clique, and I had to draw the line somewhere. So honorable mentions in alphabetical order include AJ, Aladdin, Alex, Andre, Benji, Brendan, Daniel A, who's different from the other Daniel A that I already mentioned, Hector, James, Jesus, Noah, and Ronan. I would also like to apologize if anything I said about the people included in this video personally offended any of you. It's like half fabricated jokes and half truth, so take it with a grain of salt. I also need to spice things up, since telling the full story of our Discord would include 336 pages of random messages and shit I've sent alone. And thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe, or like I said before, I will say a bad word. Next video should be out by August 31st, but we'll see if school destroys my upload schedule or not. Love you guys, and goodbye.